Welcome to another video yet again. So just on my last video, you can see I did call out ticker MITQ. You can see in the top right, I did call this one out at 72 cents. If we pull up the chart, you can see this one ran to highs of $1.55. So another 100% plus gainer caught on the channel. So drop a quick like for me on the video. If you are enjoying this content, it does really help me out. I have no program at all, nothing to sell you, and these alerts are completely free. But I do have a $1 penny stock with a major catalyst that is happening today. So this is a 3 million share float with an extremely low dilution risk. According to Dilution Tracker, the company does have over 40 months of cash left. And you can see they haven't diluted any shares in the last few quarters. Historically, we've seen, a number of other different penny stocks have explosive type runs with this same exact catalyst we are expecting from this penny stock I'm about to show you guys. And this one does have that very small micro float. So whenever the volume does come in, this one can see a major type squeeze. So that's what we're looking at. And according to Robinhood, the company does have 116 employees with a very small $12 million market cap, which is a pretty small valuation. They were founded in 2005 with zero reverse split history. So that's pretty rare for a penny stock that has been, trading on the public market for this long. And this one was trading over $30 per share back in 2021. And it looks like it is completely bottomed out if we do zoom out on this chart. Currently is trading just around $1.50. So the stock I'm talking about in this video is ticker LEDS, Semi-LEDs Corporation, which is kind of considered a semiconductor play as they do create chips. Now currently this one is trading just around $1.50 because it is down in after hours, and we'll have to see how that looks in pre-market in just a few minutes. But looking at this one, we do have a major catalyst, and we should see a press release anytime today for ticker LEDS. So we're going to talk about that in just a few minutes. But looking at ticker LEDS, Semi-LEDs develops and manufactures LED chips and LED components for general lighting applications, including street lights and commercial, industrial, system, and residential lighting, along with specialty industrial applications such as ultraviolet UV curing, medical and cosmetic, counterfeit detection, horticulture, architectural lighting, and entertainment lighting. Semi-LEDs sells blue, white, green, and ultraviolet LED chips. Now, this is an extremely clean setup. As you can see, the overall risk is low, offering ability is low, and overhead supply is low, and they have not diluted a single share in the last few quarters. We're going to look at the chart. So just looking on the daily chart, this isn't after hours. I am going to do a chart update whenever, pre-market hours are open. But looking at this one, we are sitting at a major resistance level. We're going to go over those resistance levels. So if we do turn on the moving averages right here, you can see we are on the verge of creating a bullish golden cross. That is when the 50-day moving average does come up under and break above the 200-day moving average, which is the red line right here. So as we do gain momentum, we'll have to see if this cross does play out, but it is very likely. There is a lot of potential considering we do have that major catalyst that is expected to be announced today, and we're going to talk about that one. So make sure you have the notification bell turned on. Make sure you watch every single minute of this video so you do not miss the crucial information at the end and in the middle of the video as well. But just looking at some of the major resistance levels, so just zooming out on the weekly chart, this first one is a very key level because this was a major support level that has turned into a major resistance level. So looking at this one, guys, next major resistance level that I do see is just around $2.30, and then we have one at $2.90. And then another major resistance level at $3.50. Now, there are a few in between, but these are the major ones I have jotted down right here. Looking on the daily chart, we are in the green on the MACD histogram, as well as on the weekly. This one is just now crossing over, and on the monthly is crossing over in the green as well. If we really do look into it, we're just crossing over, indicating even more positive bullish momentum. So that is just, chart is looking like we could have a continuation, and we do have that catalyst. Like I said, we do need to hold over this level just around 170 for the next big leg up. So what is the catalyst that we are looking at? Well, if you look at the news, so this came out just last trading day on Friday. Semi-LEDs will be issued U.S. patent number 12206-051 on Tuesday, which is today, and this was titled Light Emitting Diode LED Structure Having Single Epitaxial Structure Separated into Light Emitting Zones. This is a patent that, they're supposed to be issued on Tuesday, which is today. And what happens with almost every penny stock is when they do have this headline that they will be issued one, the company almost always does issue a press release or an 8K filing, some form of important disclosure that this patent was granted. So that's the major catalyst, guys. And historically, like I said, a lot of penny stocks have went crazy off of patent news. And considering this one does have a very small 3 million share float, no dilution concern, or very limited dilution concerns, not really any big dilution that can occur right now. LEDS is looking extremely good in my opinion. Just overall is a very clean setup, a tiny $12 million market cap that does have real revenue coming in. So looking at this, they currently do have $1.3 million cash on hand, $10.4 million in total assets compared to $8.8 million in total liabilities, and total long-term debt is pretty minimal, sitting at $744,000. Keep in mind, I always add 3 zeros to these numbers, but looking at their income, they are doing around $5 million in revenue every single year. And for the last few quarters, they've only been losing around $500,000 on average, or just under that for the last few quarters. So a very low cash burn rate. So they do have cash right now to last them the next few quarters at minimum. So that's looking very nice. And looking on dilution tracker, like we looked at earlier, they do have these convertible notes that are not even registered, and these are from 2019, not a concern at all. This ATM, this shelf was expired, and they do have this 2021 shelf that is registered, but they haven't really diluted any shares in the last few quarters, and they do have cash. So it looks like dilution is a very minimal concern with Semi-LEDs Corporation. And this is a semiconductor play. Semi-LEDs Corporation has a very tiny $12 million valuation. So it is one of the smallest market cap semiconductor plays in the entire market. And this is a fast growing sector, an extremely hot sector that will continue to grow at a very high rate for the next few years, probably the next decade as well, at least. It is also one of the smallest float semiconductor plays in the market as well. So if this theme or this trend does heat up, this sector does start moving again, people do always look for the lowest market cap and the lowest float penny stocks in this sector. So this is definitely one of them if this sector does heat up again. So that's something else to realize. One other thing that did happen on December 9th, I believe, they did have this 8K filing come out saying that they did fall out of compliance with the NASDAQ. This was due to the stockholder equity falling below $2.5 million, which is the minimum requirement. But they did have around 45 days from December 4th to submit a plan to the NASDAQ, to explain how they will regain compliance. And then their 10Q filing that did come out just not even 1 week ago, or just around 1 week ago, they did say that they did submit a plan to NASDAQ. So if NASDAQ does accept their plan, they will be granted an extension of up to 180 calendar days from December 4th, 2024. To regain compliance with the NASDAQ. So honestly, this doesn't really seem like an issue right now, especially considering this is a momentum-based play. It looks like they have plenty of time to regain compliance, and they already submitted a plan. So I'll have to see how that goes, but that's ticker LEDS. That is all I have for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you think about this play, any other plays you're watching, and if you did make it this far in the video, I do really appreciate you sticking around until the end, and I will see you on the next video.